Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're watching this video, this is Doug with News and Views by Doug. So, a lot of things are going on in the world today, and this is a channel where I talk about my views and observations on world events, politics, and pretty much anything else I feel like talking about. So, here's one of the bigger things that's going on. The Iranians and the United States signed a digital agreement of their MOU to decide to end this war. And on Friday in Switzerland, they're going to officially sign this peace deal after months of negotiation. And it's supposed to stop the attacks. Well, the Iranians are saying the deal has one thing, and the U.S. really hasn't announced what's on the deal. But the Iranians were saying yesterday that they're going to get control of the Hormuz or Straits of Hormuz. And after an amount of time, they're going to start charging ships money to use those straits, which technically are international waters. So we also know the CIA director, Radcliffe, he's told President Trump that the Iranians are going to continue to try and make nuclear weapons in secret. So why the hell are we doing this deal? And is it really about getting the oil flowing and the stock exchange going up? Is it about the money? But here's the weird thing. We're supposed to be in this little peace deal going on, and Israel's being told not to retaliate when they're being attacked by Hezbollah, which has been attacking them every single day with drones. And yesterday or last night, 5 Israeli troops were wounded in a Hezbollah attack. And we're telling, Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel, don't retaliate. Bullshit. If the role was reversed, would we listen to another country telling us not to protect our people and our country? And then today, drones were launched from Iran at commercial shipping in the Persian Gulf. And the U.S. Navy apparently shot down most of the drones, or if not all of them. But here's a peace deal that Iran has never bothered to obey. And they just keep attacking. Now, there's a lot of word coming out that the hardliners, supporters of the regime in in Iran, are getting really upset about this so-called peace deal, and they think that they're losing the war. So they've been going up against the government and the IRGC itself. So could it be that the IRGC is still launching these attacks? And apparently there was big celebrations when they launched these attacks, and they're just trying to show these people who are going against them that they still have a military power and that they're not losing the war. And Iran will never admit that they're getting their asses handed to them. So what's it going to take to finally prove that the war needs to end? My opinion is we do some carpet bombing of all of the IRGC locations. We do some carpet bombing of their oil facilities, their power infrastructure, their transportation. Let them know this is what's coming if you don't end this war. If you don't, stop supporting your proxies in attacking Israel and anyone else you disagree with. So there's that. Then, during the president's birthday party at the White House with the UFC fights that were going on, we told you yesterday how the FBI announced that they arrested at least 5 people. And here's some images of them. Tyson C. Proper, 19-year-old of Danville, Ohio. Brian Omar Roa, 24, from Calamasa, California. Michael Allen Thomas, 32, of Pinion Hills. That's also in California. Daniel Eskridge, 32, of Kidder, Missouri, and Abraham Hermosillo Alvarez, 31, of Omaha, Nebraska. Now, these are the 5 that were arrested, but the FBI is saying that basically there's up to 20 plus more that they're looking for. These guys were ready to do a terrorist act in Washington, D.C. during the big event. And basically, they were going to launch drones with explosives. They were going to get the crowd to rush out away from the White House, where they're going to be hit by snipers. And then there was going to be a second wave of people going at the White House gates. And their whole target, they claimed, was the elitists, the capitalists, well-known politicians, things like that. And they were hoping to start a civil war to reinvent this country. And apparently it was the 19-year-old that he spent a lot of money, his graduation money, on weapons, ammo, and equipment. And apparently his mother was very concerned, and she overheard something. She called the police, and the police notified the FBI, and the FBI did their investigation. And this all happened like, I think they said the 10th of June. And they were able to basically blow up this whole plot and stop it from happening. So that's where we stand with this. Folks, there's a lot of terrorism that's going to be taking place in the United States. A lot of people, that don't like the government, don't like our way of life and who we are. And they're going to try to change things and do attacks, at least in my opinion. So I'm just asking you, like I always say, be aware of your surroundings. Keep an eye open. If you see something, say something. Protect this country at all costs. That's my opinion. What's yours? Please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment. Even if you disagree with what I have to say, leave a comment, open up some dialogue. Okay, folks, you take care of yourselves and be safe.